And we are live. Thank you. This is the Audiophile Roundtable Friday Smorgasbord edition. I'm going to introduce you to our panel right away. But first, I wanted to basically thank everyone for coming today. If you haven't subscribed to all of our channels, as you can see here, it's going to be a fun one today. I'm at the Hi-Fi Center at 433 Carroll, downtown Vancouver. Now, before I introduce my panel, hang on, Ed Sullivan has something to say. There they are. Yes. My panel is here. Let me just go. Boom. There it is. Welcome, guys.
I have to say that clip, I'm the only one of the four here that saw that live.
Well, let's watch it one more time. Let's reminisce. How do you feel about that? Yeah,
delayed for the West Coast, actually.
But that was, I think, the second half part of the Beatles show that Sullivan was announcing.
You should have had him go, ladies and gentlemen, the Audiophiles.
I thought about changing that. I could have AI. I could have done it, but yeah, you know. So let me introduce everyone. We know Mazzy, Michael T. Welcome. This is your third roundtable. Danny K. Sonic Flair YouTube channel. Thanks for joining today. This was, like I said at the top, and then I've been advertising on my channel. This is definitely the Smorgasbord edition today. So I put together different segments for each of my guests today. In no particular order, but first I want to start out with, and that'll be fun. And you guys have no idea what I've done, so this will be really fun. And you're probably, and I know Danny wanted to see prior to us getting on, but that's not going to happen. You're going to have to wait and see. We wanted to start with news, audiophile vinyl news for the week, end of the week. I did a midweek one, like many of you guys saw that one. I know Michael T wanted to start maybe with some VMP and Vinyl Me Please announcements. I know he had texted me earlier today. With regards to that, you want to start with that one?
Might as well. Yeah, I got an email at about 9 in the morning my time yesterday from Vinyl Me Please about their next box set. They're doing something called The Story of Impulse.
Stop right there. There it is right there, guys, if you haven't seen it.
Nice.
The Story of Impulse. And I think it's 8 records. 6 are AAA cut. The other 2 are from Best Sources and Digital. 6, I believe, are by Ryan Smith at Sterling, and 2 are by Barry Grint in the UK. He's a great mastering engineer.
I've had Baza on my channel for interview, if you recall.
Yeah.
Nice man.
Yeah.
Nice.
The titles. Do we want to know the titles?
Go for it.
Let's find them. Hold on a second. I'm trying to look at their website while we're doing this at the same time. So I wasn't quite ready for the titles yet.
Come on, Michael.
Well, here it is. I got them for you. Okay, they're coming up now. Okay, here they are. Let me see. Let me find it for you. I got to bring it up while I'm doing the live stream. I apologize for the 10-second delay. It's coming up here. Okay, so here's the title. Here we go. I'll tell you what they are.
And this is this box here, by the way.
Starts in 1961. John Coltrane, Africa Brass.
Yep.
The next one is from 1963. The New Amazing Chico Hamilton Quartet, Passing Through. Next is 1964.
Not this one, this artist, not this title.
Pardon me?
Not this time. I'm showing visuals as you talk.
Okay.
Not this title, but this artist.
Okay. Lorez Alexandria the Great from 64. Then Charles Mingus plays piano from 64. Then Gabor Szabo, Jazz Raga, 1966.
Whoa,
Mel Brown, Chicken Fat from 67. Pharoah Sanders, Karma from 69. And Alice Coltrane, Ta El Daoud, 1970. I hope I said it right.
So
you have them there, huh?
This box set, how much is it going for pre-order right now?
You ordered it, Danny, didn't you?
Danny, how much?
$329 for members, and I think $369 for non-members.
And you know what? One more interesting thing about this. This is going to be pressed at their new pressing plant, not
correct.
GD.
Oh wow! So the very first, is this the very first?
There's a Pearl Jam title they pressed there also before this.
Okay.
But
very curious to see what that's going to sound like.
Yeah. And that, for those that don't know, that plant is run by Gary Selstrom from RTI and later QRP.
No kidding! Wow.
They took him away and said, "Gary, start a plant for us."
You know,
Hey.
this is the one that came out last year, and it's digital cut. It is so good, so good. I read on the forums some people say it's not so good. I think there was also a yellow version of a Third Man that apparently some had issues with. But this is one of the best sounding records I got last year or the year and a half, however long it's been. Pata, obviously with this semi-phallic-y cover, but it's actually accessible and very spiritual, but really good. Obviously, this is one of Chad's, so it's interesting that this is in there. This is the acoustic sound series that was great. This is an original. I love this record. I'm surprised this is in the set. I love Gabor Szabo, Hungarian guitar player. A lot of great stuff. If you're into, Danny, I'm sure knows him.
Is that an original that you have?
This is an original on
Nice.
Impulse. Yeah, I have a bunch of Gabor Szabo records.
Yeah.
He played in San Francisco all the time in the 70s. Chico Hamilton, I love his production, his percussive records. This is not that. This is a best of on Impulse, a collection. But I like Chico Hamilton. I don't have the Mingus, but I do have the Coltrane. I couldn't grab it. But interesting. What do you guys think of the selection, though?
So I'm glad that they picked a couple of the more left field titles, like the Chico Hamilton. I wasn't expecting that. The Gabor Szabo, I wasn't expecting that either. I'm a little on the Coltrane. Come on, really? You know, but my guess is that all of this was in the works for so long that by the time all the others started lining their titles up, it just kind of correlated itself.
Don't you think they have to do at least one Coltrane when you're doing an Impulse story? Whatever.
Probably.
Maybe another title, but you know.
Yeah. But no, good stuff. Really good stuff. I'm excited. I mean, I think this box set has been pre-announced. Well, not pre-announced officially, but rumored for what, 2-3 years now, maybe even more.
Oh, really?
So,
Search me, beats me.
Michael T, did you order or pre-order yours?
I haven't yet. I'm considering. There's so many things I want right now. I don't know where to start.
I know. So
it reminds me of Tone Poet, because Tone Poet is not the primary titles. It's kind of the more, secondary, tertiary, Blue Note stuff. And most of those 8 selections are not. They could have picked just all home run records that everybody knows, like Blue Train.
The Mingus is I had the Mingus on CD. I don't have it on vinyl. But that's a very good record. That piano record is. I don't see that that album a lot, actually.
Well, I just pre-ordered this on the Blue Note website. If anyone wants to pick it up, Chet Baker Sings from the original masters, cut by Kevin Gray. $39.95. I know no one's heard of it before. There's a song on the second side called "My Funny Valentine." You may or may not have heard of that one. So I don't know. I mean, but that's funny because before that came out, if you went to Discogs to get that record, I think it was like $125 and up just for that record.
People are impatient, I mean, it was one of the earliest of the Tone Poet, and it hasn't been repressed in 3 years now.
Yeah, it was 3 years.
Yeah, was that really one of the early? I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
It was in the first 5, I think.
Wow.
So
Isn't it amazing all the records that have come out just over the last 3 years?
Right.
Absolutely bonkers.
Back in 2019, when I was like,
Exactly.
So Michael, we have different segments for my guests today. I'm going to start with Michael T. I know I'd asked you for like an album of the week, and I want to put this up. This is you, Michael T's album of the week. And you see here, I pity the fool who hates records.
I love it.
Isn't that great?
Okay. I told you I used to work in radio. I have a picture of me with Mr. T.
And I'm going. You got solo. So you're going back. This is Michael T's album of the week. I pity the fool who hates records.
I'll try and find my picture with Mr. T for next time I see you. Okay.
That's all right. That's actually funny that you met Mr. T, and I have a picture of you.
Yeah, it was right around 2001 or so, I think. So you wanted me to pick an album to talk about, right? Does it matter?
Hang on, because that's what it says here. Michael T's album of the week.
So does it matter to you if it's like a classic record, a newer record, or what?
Doesn't matter to me. It's the viewers want to see stuff.
I have so many to pick from that I just picked one randomly. It just
go. This is like a Mazzy thing. Just randomly pick stuff.
I'll tell you what I picked. Let me get it out of the sleeve. So, and the edition of the record I'm recommending is not the U.S. pressing, because the U.S. pressing sucks. It was pressed at United Records, and it was cut at NRP, which neither one does, as you guys know, that great a job. But the European version on double LP sounds amazing, and it's this Lana Del Rey, Born to Die. Let me try to get it on there for you guys. Came out about 2012, I think, 2013. And the European version is about 2 to 3 songs to a side. And I think it was cut at Metropolis. And there's also some bonus tracks. I don't know if we have any Lana Del Rey fans here, but this is one of her best albums. Anybody else like Lana Del Rey?
I only have I have 2, but my favorite one is can I say it on your channel? Norman fucking Rockwell.
I love that. I love that album. Fantastic.
NFR, right? For short. Yeah.
So that is this is Michael T's album of the week.
And like I said, the songs are spread out 3 to a side. It is the audiophile quality. Nice, deep, clean bass. And I think it was cut at Metropolis in the UK, which is an amazing master. That's actually where Miles Showell used to work before he went to Abbey Road.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Superman worked there too, right?
Did he?
Yeah. Metropolis.
Metropolis, yeah. So I know that you also I know, Danny, you want to get into a couple of things later. We're going to talk about the archival series through Universal. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about that. We'll get into that as well. Any other, I know, and Michael T, you were mentioning this is coming out as well. You can see that. That's Ariel Ballet.
This morning that was announced. Yeah, VMP's on a roll lately.
So that is cut from the Masters, Ryan K. Smith, it says here.
Nilsson's 3rd album.
Yeah. And then limited to 2,000, was it? I read this morning. Yeah. Okay.
It's a wonderful record. I have every single Harry Nilsson record. And
how does the original sound, Mazzy?
It sounds great. I have either originals and 70s pressings. I have an early set, like a 71 or 2 of that. That came out 68 or 9, I forgot. But the RCA Dynaflex period, and I'm a proponent of Dynaflex, no matter all the people scoff at how you can bend a Dynaflex. But it's like the best vinyl at the time. Not that it recycled you, it just happens to be very thin. But I love those Nilsson records. They're really beautifully recorded. His multi-layers of his vocals on his own vocals, 2, 3, 4, 6 tracks, whatever. Beautiful.
There's probably viewers pre-ordering it right now on the Vinyl Me Please website because of you, Matt.
Is that mono or stereo?
Does it say?
I like his stereo stuff best.
I think it was mono.
Does it say that? I can't read this. It's too small.
It was 73. Were they doing mono in 73 though?
Oh no,
it would have been stereo in 73.
Yeah. I prefer his music in stereo. No, that's not 73. That album. That's
no, it would be 68 because it was the 35th anniversary.
Yeah, it's a 68.
Okay.
So 68 they were doing mono still. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they would have remembered Sgt. Pepper, right? 67 or White Album 67, 68. They did
68 mono. White Album. Yeah. Well, 68's the last year there were some mono records with a couple of weird exceptions.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the
it is mono. I just checked it. It's the mono.
Oh, issue. It is mono. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't heard the There's a Riot Going on the Sly Stone. That's a great funk album. But I haven't heard the VMP.
Yeah, I was gonna get it, but then I decided to take a break for a few months. But that one is cut from tapes because Columbia won't let tapes down. So it says masters from tapes by Ryan K. Smith. So I think they made a dub.
Dub tape. That's okay.
Yeah. I mentioned last time I picked up the SRV, and that sounds amazing. The Seabury Vaughn was made from tapes also, and it sounds amazing.
Do you have go ahead.
I was gonna say on the Nilsson thing. I think it was last year, Mazzy, you showed off your CD set. I think it was the Nilsson box set, and I picked that up on Amazon for like $50 or something. Yeah.
There's a great great CD box set, basically of everything, more than most people want of Harry Nilsson, and but really well done, and it's great. It's a great set.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
Yeah, Sony Legacy.
I think I want to get that.
You're not just a vinyl guy. You play CDs. Yeah.
Oh, I play CDs. Of course I do. I stream. I play CDs.
Well, when I spoke with Bernie Grunman on my show, and he doesn't actually listen to vinyl at home. He's got a CD player. He says it's easier. I don't have to clean anything. I just put the thing in and press play. I don't have to worry about it. I thought that was really funny.
You should watch the video on YouTube of Alan Parsons and what's the pineapple or the porcupine tree guy, Stephen Wilson, kind of almost not quite mocking all these vinyl obsessive people on there. These are
Oh, I'm
great.
sure.
And
Yeah.
a little passive aggressive, but I enjoyed it.
At the end of the day, we're all nuts, right? I mean, we're using 100-plus-year-old technology to play music in a inferior, in the most inferior technological possible way, and yet we all love it, and we all think it sounds better, and we all get so much emotional connection out of it, and it's like this crazy paradox.
I still would argue in the right perfect circumstance, the right mood, the right room, and everything else, vinyl will sound better than any other format, but not in every situation. And I get it. And I totally get why people stream or play CDs. And I play CDs too. But in the perfect situation, there is I know this sounds kumbaya-esque, but a feeling you get, something you get on vinyl that you don't get in any other format. So.
Yeah. And there is a certain pleasure you get when you have your VTA just right. You have a certain kind of mat underneath, and everything just sounds spot on like you want it.
The perfect cocktail on the side table near you.
Perfect PBR.
I'm going for the whiskey or the martini.
So we should let the viewers know Danny's doing his very first live stream from his new house there.
Yes.
And it's echoey because there's no furniture. And what are you and your wife sleeping on the floor tonight? What's going on?
Pretty much. We got an air mattress.
I hate those things. Those things will deflate.
Yeah, the $67.99 special. It sucks. And our furniture, hey, we're really counting our blessings because our stuff is being delivered, starting to be delivered next Wednesday.
So when most of America right now is 100+ degrees, is your air mattress full of hot air now? I mean, is that?
I thought Danny was full of. I thought Danny was full of hot air.
The universe is literally burning up right now. We're actually lucky here in Seattle, but I mean, we'll hit 80.
It's actually nice here. It's like just about 80. Humidity has dropped over the last couple of days. It's really nice. It's a nice summer day.
Good.
Love it.
So I'm not sure any more news. I know what's the latest, and I've tried. I mean, what's going on with MoFi's vinyl plant? Does we have any updates on that, Michael T?
On what? MoFi's what?
Vinyl plant that they plan on.
I haven't heard about that one. No.
Okay.
I haven't heard
nothing. You guys?
Mazzy?
I haven't heard any news on that. I'm still a fan and update whenever they come up with a Miles Davis, a MoFi. I still prefer those. So I will add those. And Dylan, I don't know if you let me show something new, but obviously I got these.
Luigi Sakamoto. Nice.
These are really wonderful. Obviously the soul funky kind of.
Hang on. I'll put it up here for the viewers to see it better. Hold on.
Yeah,
go for it.
Originally in 1966, Hank Mobley's section. So right in that kind of pocket of getting out of the 50s, like finally jazz getting into the 60s, around 66. And this is a late 50s, a 58 session with Sonny Clark. Amazing session. Great piano player, Paul Chambers, that kind of thing. But this is something I really liked. And this, I believe, is the last record Reiichi Sakamoto recorded before he died. I think he recorded this 2 to 3 months before he died. And if you don't know him, composer, wasn't he in was it Yellow Magic Orchestra? But this is very minimalist, minimal piano, electronic, some electronica on it. It's a very moody, quiet record, and it's so gorgeous. So if you're in the mood of minimalism, is it the best pressing? Actually, it's actually really quiet, considering I have no idea who pressed it. It's on Milan Records. It's a little bit of a flimsy cover, but it's just a beautiful record. It is 3 records. Is it 2? It's 2 records. I'm sorry, 2 records. I should know that because I did listen to it all a couple times. But it's a great late night, early morning record. So love this. It's very ECM-like in a way, but more electronic, a little more modern, minimal.
Thank you. And I know we have each segment. Like I said, we did our Michael T's album of the week, and I'm trying to figure out if we should just go right into the weekly Mazzy rant or not. I mean, are you ready for this, Mazzy?
Yeah.
Hang on. We got this is new now. We got introductions and stuff. So before we do that, we got to get into the Mazzy rant. But before that, we got to do this. This is part of the Mazzy rant. Just hang on.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes.
You know, people are going to think I'm going to.
The Mazzy rant is on. So
I
there
think
you go.
people are going to think I'm going to get in this whole big thing. By the way, the new Mission Impossible album movie is wonderful. If you like a good summer action movie, loved it. Okay, this is a different kind of rant because we're talking about VMP, and I want to talk about VMP. But I actually like VMP, and I will say this: I have never been, nor will I ever be, a member of VMP because I think VMP. I'm not the right audience. I have an extensive collection. Reissues early, that kind of thing. But I have maybe 20 VMP records. I have the Zamrock box set, but I've always bought them somewhere else. Not maybe Zamrock, I paid $20 more than it was originally. And I seem to find things either through VMP for a non-member price, or they even offered me that Impulse set since I previously bought something at a member price. So I feel I don't have to join. And it's all confusing with I skip this month, I take away that month, all that shit. But my thing with VMP is about licensing. And it's about one of my favorite artists of the last 25 years, female singers, is Fiona Apple. And all 4 of these records were VMP exclusives. And I don't understand why. This is my rant. Why the F can't these records be sold in regular stores, brick and mortar stores for the mere mortals who are not VMP people? I mean, she's a major artist and she still puts out amazing records, tempestuous, wonderful songwriter, piano player. Why the F can't these records be available everywhere? Why can't they do like a, exclusive, whatever colored doodah thing at Vinyl Me Please, but let Sony have Sony? Why doesn't Sony and the management of Fiona put these records out so you can buy them? I don't understand that. I get it, have an exclusive like Harry Nilsson, exclusive Impulse, but all those records you can get in other places, but come on, what's going on with Fiona that her management or the label with her have allowed one monthly club thing to put their friggin' records out? I don't get it. Anyone know? Love this record.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, but okay. But a lot of those early ones are not available anymore. You can still get this, but the other ones you can't get. They should be in print in a store. Maybe do a VMP 6-month exclusive. Then after that, screw it. Put it out.
Boom. There it is. The Mazzy rant, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that one. I was excited all week to see what that was.
And that's not cruel against VMP or even Fiona. I'm just curious. Why? Why?
Well, what's funny is we just talked about the Impulse box and how there are obviously titles that have come out before already side by side from different vendors. How does that make any sense? I have no idea.
Right.
But you could make the same case for the Cars record that came out for Rhino High Fidelity. Why is there only 5,000 Rhino Direct? And that's it. If you snoozed for 1 month, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, I don't really like Vinyl Me Please is different. I get they have a club system, and I applaud them. I think they're really good for a lot of people who are either new to records or who haven't kept up with certain things. I had the Lyle Lovett. That was the only one I had a problem with. I bought it. They replaced it nicely. That's a great record. Judge, whatever it's called, love that record. And I like their stuff. But the other things about label direct selling, a label that actually, like Rhino, that does sell to retailers. What if they did all these? There's that band I've been talking about lately. I can't mention on your channel. You won't let me. But what if those were exclusive, ordering it direct? That'd be bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
Then yeah, absolutely.
So,
well, I think it's a business model though too. For
that's
Rhino.
the bonus rant. So
hold on, I missed it. That was the bonus rant. Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't go back to Jack Nicholson. I want to, but that's okay.
No.
So next segment, we have a new segment. I mean, Danny doesn't know what he's in for here. This is going to be great. So Danny Kaye, there was a once famous actor / singer that once
with red hair.
His name was Danny Kaye. So we're going to show the viewers how you can dance and sing. Here we go.
The best thing
laughing while you're dancing.
Dude, that's brilliant.
So
Good
this
one.
segment, thank you. That was singing and dancing with Danny Kaye. Now we have our new segment this week. Ask Danny Kaye.
Love it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, go ahead.
So viewers, this is the segment. I'm going to show it again. This is good. This is the Danny Kaye. Ask Danny Kaye. So you can get to ask Danny Kaye anything.
I think the young people here have no idea who that guy's.
Well, that's why I put the video up. I mean, he was big in his day, so you got to see Danny Kaye sing and dance, swing and sway with Sammy Kaye. It says here. So, I mean, right. I think in the Christmas Vacation movie that Chevy Chase did, he referenced Danny Kaye. If you recall his big rant that he did, that was a Danny Kaye thing. Danny Kaye rant as well. Yeah.
I have a question for Danny to get started, if you guys want.
Please.
Go.
Okay. So I saw a video where you went and you visited the place in Austria where they make the Super Sense lacquers, right?
Yes.
So I wanted to ask about that. How do those lacquers sound compared to regular records?
Great question. I mean, so of course, typical audiophilia, when it was first announced, I mean, this is now what, 2 years ago, I think?
We should probably tell them what they are. We should tell them this place called Super Sense sells direct cut lacquers. So they'll cut you a lacquer and ship it to you.
Correct.
Going to a pressing plant, correct?
Yeah. So, well, there's an in-between step. So they use the original master tape. Currently, they're licensed through Universal Music Group, and they get they get the master tape. They run a copy off of it, and then that copy is used to create those master lacquers, right? And so each one is a one-off, obviously, because it's the lacquer. It's what's used to then go on and create the record if you were to go that route. And it's all done out of this gorgeous Venetian style 1800s building in Vienna. And they've got the mastering lab. They've got, I think, what was it, like 6 cutting lathes with Neumann cutter heads on them. And it's all done direct from tape in real time. There's no EQing, there's no limiting, et cetera, et cetera. So it's literally a straight copy. And basically, it's the closest you will get to a master tape. Now, speaking of master tapes, if you go to my channel, I actually did a video on master tapes that I would recommend you check out so that you kind of get an idea of the whole shebang around master tapes. Because not everything that says master tape on it is actually a master tape. In fact, very few things are, right? And so they want to check that out. And then, of course, if you want to check out the Super Sense video, you're also welcome to do that as well. But yeah, I mean, what do they sound like? So what I was starting with was when this announcement came out, oh, we're doing lacquers, you know, everybody came out, oh, you can play lacquers only 10 times. And, you know, then they fall apart. They go up into dust. Our good friend Mike Esposito actually claimed just that in one of his videos. And of course, that's just completely not true, right? In fact, there was a third-party Austrian company, unrelated to Super Sense, just a customer of theirs who happens to have the proper measuring tools and equipment. And he ran a test where he played back a lacquer that he got from Super Sense 100 times and showed you the frequency plot. And there is absolutely zero degradation whatsoever from the first time he played it to the 100th time he played it. Now, is there going to be degradation at some point? Of course, just like any vinyl record, there is, right? But as far as sound quality, it's fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely, there's, I'm trying to think which one kind of stands out. I bought the first 4 sets that came out.
How's the Getz Gilberto?
What's that?
How's the Getz Gilberto?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So it is leaps better than my current reference, which is the Acoustic Sounds reissue they did on 45,
the George Marino.
Yeah. It completely beats it down the water. I mean, there's just more of everything there. Now, does that matter to you? I mean, you know, you're looking at spinning. I mean, I think that's pretty much out of print at this point. Or I should say out of production, because they don't really print these. They're all, each record is a one-off, but they really, in many cases, trounce the vinyl version. The one that comes to mind for some reason is the Argerich, the Martha Argerich piano. Gosh, what was it? Beethoven, I think, that came out in that first set that is completely unbelievably better than the DG record that you can get. In fact, I think even Analog Phonic did a reissue of that some years back, and it trounces them completely. So, you know, again, it's all the audiophile stuff, right?
What is the cost on those?
It was 600.
They're expensive. I mean, they're I think they're 444 euros a disc.
Yeah. 599 in the US is what they had them for. Yeah.
So they're basically ECM or electric recording company pricing.
Right.
But they also include custom artwork. It isn't just you get.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
yeah.
So one of the things,
Polaroid.
and you will see that in my movie, in my featurette that I did about Super Sense. Everything is handmade, bespoke, one at a time. So, you know, you have there's no line of employees. It's literally one gal. She's absolutely awesome. She's their chief designer. By hand, creates the box, creates the printed work. It's all done letterpress style, manually. It's just absolutely amazing. I mean, from a production perspective, talking about the whole, you know, vinyl creates this emotional connection that, unlike any other format, you get a sense of handling truly a very unique piece of history, really. So, yeah.
Okay, this is a good segment. This is Ask Danny K. We're gonna go to the viewers. We gotta go to the viewers here. I'm gonna find something that the viewers can ask.
Well, I want to say something, because someone brought up earlier, a viewer actually said, you know, enough of all this audiophile stuff. What about the nice price and budget things like we had? Just give me the record on a Dynaflex or something. And we talked about that a little bit. I mean, obviously, Tone Poets to some at $40 might be a lot, but there's a lot of new artists, a lot of records you can get for $25. Now, that leads us to, I don't know if this will happen eventually, but what about the days of cutouts and budget releases after? I guess maybe if pressing plants do finally catch up and exceed, if there's extra pressing plant time, maybe they will do sort of budget lines in print for people who want those. But I still think right now the vinyl community as a whole, not on YouTube, is a different audience, and more of the masses don't go there anyway. So the record companies probably won't go in the direction of budget lines. You know?
Danny K, here's a question for you.
Are those lacquers still a thing? Bespoke bullshit for those that don't know better. Interesting. Tape dubs. Well, the problem with tape dubs, I mean, I appreciate that. The problem with tape dubs is, how many of you watching right now have a 2-track 15-inch per second machine that's serviced properly, aligned properly, and sounds good? Because I can tell you right off the bat that I have heard 15-inch 2-track tapes, master tape dubs on shitty equipment where the record sounds infinitely better.
You have to keep your heads clean all the time, you know. And I used to do reel-to-reel editing. I used to physically cut editing and studio stuff, college stuff, really. But you used to keep those, like almost every other time you have to clean the heads and keep it. It's you know, if you want to do that, fine. That's why I didn't bother cleaning my records, because I hated cleaning tape heads.
I'm looking for more questions, guys, from the viewers. This is the Ask Danny K anything. Come on, we need some questions.
Leland asks, have my buying habits changed with COVID, being without gear? So for those that are just now tuning in, or for those that just now are seeing me for the first time, so we spent the last 18 months in total limbo. We had this great plan of moving back to Europe. I'm originally from Austria. I grew up in Austria. And we had this great idea of moving back to Europe, connecting with the European roots, etc. And I found a way to do it through my job, which brought us to Hungary. And unfortunately, we just couldn't connect with Hungary at all. First of all, I mean, really the biggest problem was that no one speaks English, or very few people speak English. And since we're not going to be learning Hungarian, among the three most difficult languages to learn, it was basically, you know, let's just cut our losses and let's come back home. So we came back to Maine. That being said, I still couldn't resist the urge to buy new records along the way, right? And so I had my curator, Perfect Vinyl Forever, Steve Evans. You guys should check him out if you're so inclined to do so. He was the recipient of all of my records that I bought in the US, and he stored them for me, cleaned them and all that. So actually next week, with our stuff arriving, and after 18 months of not having a hi-fi setup, I'm finally going to be back to being able to set up a hi-fi and listen to records. So I can't wait. It's going to be crazy.
Mazel tov.
Another question for you, Danny. Do you have any grails you're chasing?
There's always grails to be chased. Yeah. I mean, it's a never-ending story, right?
Danny, next question.
How do I purchase the premium Gets Gilberto? Where? Well, you can't really get it. I mean, it's
Let me tell you something though. Did you guys know that Impex is doing a one-step of Gets Gilberto?
Yes.
So that's coming out, cut by Bernie Grunman.
Yeah, and they, as a matter of fact, at High End, they did the whole tour with Getz' son, Steve Getz, I believe. I actually met him. So go figure, COVID, right? So that title was actually announced in November of 2019 at a hi-fi shop in Newport Beach, California, where AB brought Steve Getz out. They did the whole, dog and pony show. And then, of course, COVID hit. And, here we are, 2023, and it's now finally coming out.
That's amazing.
Danny, what's your take on, Impex is doing this one step. I'm sure you and your gear, you're going to probably buy it, I assume. But going for the next best potential, best sounding version of all these friggin' records all along, rather than buying, a new record that comes out. I know you do both, but not everyone can do that. But, at some point, when does it end? And I'm saying that on behalf of myself a little bit, even though occasionally I will, buy something else of an album I love. But at some point, come on, buy some different music. And not
you're absolutely right. I mean, I think, depending on the title, depending on what it is, I may or may not get it. Right. I mean, I'll probably get the Gets that AB is doing. I mean, just for completion's sake of, one day when I retire and who knows when somebody's going to get this collection. So for the sake of completion, I want to have it in there. But as far as really, when is enough? Who knows?
I mean, it's easy for me to say. I say that sort of tongue in cheek in a way, obviously, Melinda, don't go there, Melinda. No, you have.
I remember when the Music Matters Blue Notes were considered the best, but then the new ones Kevin Gray's doing at 33, Cut a Coherent, are beating him out because it's a better studio than acoustic.
He's not doing. He's doing different titles. Yeah.
Some are the same, and they're sounding better from what I hear.
So Al posted here. So I think that's a good segment. Ask Danny K anything segment. I think that went over very well. Thank you for that. I won't play your video again because I don't want to hear that.
No, please do. Please do.
Okay. You want them? Okay, hang on. Let's go. Let's do this. The Danny K video.
The best thing happened while you're dancing.
That's freaking awesome, man. Good one. You surprised me with
Thumbelina for next week. My favorite is Thumbelina. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, back to Rhino. L is asking us here. What's it saying? Can the picture disc format be improved, or is it inherently bad sounding? Why? How is it different than the Fiona Apple records from Vinyl Me Please, Mazzy?
Well, first of all, vinyl, as far as I know, Vinyl Me Please didn't do picture discs.
No.
So, okay, that's one thing. You know, I will direct people here. If you want to watch something fun, if you know the video channel, the Reverend Rock and Roll, a little tongue in cheek,
Yeah.
he did a video today in defense of Rhino's Black Sabbath picture disc. And his theory, which is actually pretty right on, I wish I had thought about it, is metalheads love picture discs, and metalheads don't really care about this great sound, and they'll swap these up. You know, remember when all those metal albums came out in picture disc in the 80s and 90s? Yeah. They sold out. So maybe Rhino's not so stupid after all. Now, I'm not the audience. I don't think we are, but there's another side to that story that was interesting. Go watch that video by the Reverend Rock and Rollin'.
And I think Black Sabbath, self-titled, cut by Kevin Gray, by Rhino's High Fidelity Unit. I really think that will probably happen if we continue pushing them towards it, because we are the consumer. And I did make that video. I did send that video to Mr. Milligan. I know they're working on stuff. I mean, I've gotten really no answers, but I can tell you that there's no AC/DC or anything like that happening for the next cuts. So, I mean, it's, you know, I'm hoping in the next year we see Sabbath, at least the self-titled. I would love to see that and compare it to my original UK.
That'd be awesome.
It has to. I mean, that would be, it would sell out the first day. You'd have to think of it as a 5,000 pressed like they do with the cars. You'd have to.
You know what I'd love to see someone do? The first Emerson Lake Palmer album.
Nice.
That would be absolutely bonkers.
That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, colored vinyl is nothing like a picture disc, so you can't even compare. Yes, this is overkill. It's beautiful, but it's overkill. And I don't have a problem. As far as I'm concerned, color vinyl, except for metallics, are exactly the same. The only thing is, with black, you can see imperfections, which it's hard to see here. But you put it on, you listen to it. And if it sounds bad, then you deal with it. But I have no problem. It's nothing like a picture disc at all. It's colored vinyl, two different formats or processes.
Agreed. Yeah, it's just a pigmentation. Instead of using carbon, they're using just different pigments in the vinyl formula to create the color. So technically speaking, it really shouldn't sound any different. And it really, I think many cases, it really doesn't. So,
if it's pressed well.
It's
pressed well, and if vinyl is good. I mean, there's so many different things. Don't blame the color pigment.
So then this leads me to this then.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
You know, there was a time when Steve Westman didn't have the snark thing in his videos. He was so, you know, I think I've led him astray.
Well, it's Friday afternoon. It's beautiful outside.
I agree.
I mean,
people take this shit too seriously.
It's like, here's my record. Look at it's black. I put it on my turntable. Oh my God, it sounds great. I want to spice it up a little bit. I mean, let's just do some fun things, different things, and you know, you can't handle the truth. I'll play the video again if you want me to, Mazzy. I'll do it. I'll play Danny Kaye again. I love the Danny Kaye. Might play it again on the way home. It's all right. So I think we were wanting to talk. I know, Danny, you had emailed me before, and I'll put it up here. This is the archival tape edition from Universal. I think you wanted to talk about the master cut record, or the master cut records from Universal. Let's chat about that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we kind of did. I mean, you know, it's if you can afford it, if you think it's overpriced nonsense, you're going to think it's overpriced nonsense. And, you know, there's no arguing, there's no converting, there's no evangelizing. And frankly, I don't really care. Right. If you're inclined to try, what's that?
Take that comment down so we can read this, please, Steve.
Yeah.
So these are the lacquer cuts, by the way. If viewers don't know, this is what Danny was talking about earlier. These are lacquer cuts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're inclined to try it, I strongly encourage you to do it. It's a very, very unique product that really is above and beyond any record reissue, packaging, production, quality that you can possibly think of. I mean, if you think ERC is top notch, this is several levels above ERC while really not costing that much more than ERC. right?
What's the quantity?
It's truly unique. It's handmade. It's everything from the product that you will get from the unboxing, what you will touch, was all done one at a time by one person, and it's just unique. It's really unique, and the sound quality is fantastic.
Are they limited? Is there a quantity on them, or is it on demand?
Yeah.
So it's not like
there is.
Daniel Day-Lewis learned how to make shoes, and he's making these one-off records.
Right. I'm pretty sure the quantities are limited to 100 each. So it's obviously very low quantities. It's even less than ERC. I think ERC is still at only 300. And so it's very low quantity. And it's not for everyone. I mean, a Rolls Royce is not for everyone either, right? If it were for everyone, it wouldn't be a Rolls Royce, right? I really don't understand this whole argumentation of, it's just, why is that silly? It's stupid. It's this, it's that. What do you care? Right? There's people, craftsmen, making a product that they feel is the best that they can make a product. Why do you want to poo-poo that if you can't afford it?
Luxury products have always been a thing in every format or in every
Absolutely.
thing. It may not be for me or some of us, but if someone enjoys it, so be it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the Getz one is sold out. I think I had a
picture.
That
was one of the first ones, and there was a cold train that sold out too. Danny,
the Ellen Lewis is fantastic, and if you want to try, and actually, Steve, if you want to pull up the website again, I think they still have a couple of the Nina Simone.
I don't have that. Yeah.
Do you see it on there? Well, maybe not. It's okay. If you go to the website, there is a Nina Simone. There it is. Nina Simone, I Put a Spell on You. Yeah. There's a special version of that they cut at 45. I think it's 3 tracks. If you want to get a start, it's less than the 444 euros. I think it's only like half of that or something. That is absolutely spectacular. Like, if you want a wow experience, provided you've got the proper setup, the gear to hear all that, you're going to be blown away. Guaranteed. There should be like a Danny K rant segment. What the hell?
I've cornered that market. I get him.
Yeah. Well, we could do this though too, right?
Release the hounds.
Danny, you can sit in second chair rant. So when I'm sick, you can
I'll be
rant.
the underling.
I like when you rant, because you're good at it too. I appreciate that.
Why? But I like our Ask Danny K Danny K segment here.
That's totally fine with me. You can keep that one. That is really cool. I think
you really enjoyed the video though too. I really did some research on that one to get that video, guys. That wasn't just 2 seconds.
Love it. Well done. Yeah. Well done.
Are we going to do a version of this in person when I come up to Vancouver?
Yeah, we can. I think we can. I think it'd be really fun. I'll sit here, you sit over here.
Or I can be in another studio. Your place is so vast. If they let me sign in, if I have to show my IDs.
We'll let you in. Yeah, you go in the other studio over here.
Do I have to pay for Wi-Fi, or do I get free Wi-Fi?
No, I've got the password.
Okay.
Yeah. So I last on Wednesday, and I really want to talk about this because I'm really excited about the Tom Waits Island Years records that are coming out. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I love Tom Waits. I got to look. I think I have almost all, maybe one missing. So
yeah,
I won't be buying them again, but I'm glad they're out again. And I don't know the provenance, although I see that Tom and his wife are part of it or approved them. So are they all analog? Does it matter? I mean,
it's no, they're not. They're basically from original. They took a copy of the original master, and then it was mastered by Bellman digitally and then cut to vinyl.
I don't think Tom Waits cares, and he probably likes how they sound. And that's the thing. If the musician, to me, my point of view, if the musician approves it, I'm fine with it. Now it doesn't mean we're going to like it better than something else, but I love Tom Waits, all versions of Tom Waits.
Well, I know, that Alan Parsons box that Miles Scholl half-speed cut that came out. I think I did a little review on it. And that was one of my first promo boxes I ever received from a record company. That was actually personally signed off and listened to by Alan Parsons before it actually went to press. So, I mean, if the artist likes it, how are we to say it sounds better than worse, right? I mean, I thought that was a good box. I really did.
I see a good question in the comments.
Which
DNA
one?
asks, has anybody compared the new Waltz for Debbie to the AP45 from Bill Evans?
I didn't buy it.
I haven't bought it yet either.
I have the new one coming. But yeah, I'm still.
I have an
waiting for it.
original Walt for Debbie mono, and I have the Chad big box. You know, the first.
You
The
know,
new one is Kevin Gray, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very good.
There's Mazzy. There's one that you asked that earlier in a previous segment, like when is enough enough?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get that, right? I
You're
have
not going to get what?
the Waltz for Debbie, right? So I have Chad's 45. I have an OJC, which sounds absolutely fantastic. I think I paid $10 for it. And I have a tape dub from the then whatever tape project. This is like probably 10, 15 years ago when they first came out. That was like one of their launch titles. I'm all set. I don't need any more versions of this. I don't care how good.
But Danny, I totally agree with you on there. But remember, and I think you agree with me, I think we all agree that it's not about us. There's someone out there that's never bought that album before, and
Absolutely.
it should be in print. Yeah, and
Absolutely.
that's a great value of a good
100%. 100%.
If I didn't have the 45 box, I would get it. And I'm not partial usually to 45. So I got that for a trade through my friend Coffee Dave, who had it literally for 5 years sitting on his floor sealed. I said, "What's that?" And he told me, he goes, "I know what that is. I want it." And we traded. He goes, "I don't really care." This is before they did the reissue, the third pressing.
You're going back to 2 videos a week, Danny? That's crazy,
Heck
man.
yeah.
You need furniture first, though, and stuff like that. So you got to wait to go.
Hey, one day at a time. One day at a time.
And there you go. You're back into the groove, baby.
Heck yeah.
There you go. So we got about 10 minutes left or so. Yeah, I mean, anything else you guys want to chat about? I mean, there's always so much. Like I know a lot of people have been asking about some of the grails, and I know that's sort of an ongoing thing. And I mean, I've been asked that as well. And I don't know. I buy what I want when I want. What does Mazzy have there?
I want to show my new favorite album, and it's unusual for some people. I don't know if they like PJ Harvey or not. This is her.
Okay, put it up. I want to see that full screen here. Go.
Well, okay. But what's interesting about this, when you look close, take a look. I don't know if it'll show. Let me find the right.
Wow.
Look at the typeface. What does that remind you of?
White Album.
White Album.
Always a Beatle connection, right? This is her first album, or I think of new material in 5, 6 years or whatever it is. I love her. I'm all in on her. This is a little more unusual. It's based on poems she wrote, and it's very little off center. She kind of gets into this semi falsetto voice for some of it. It's kind of a quiet record, not an upbeat on some of her stuff that's post punkish, whatever. But I love PJ Harvey. So I just got this last week. I think it came out in the last 2 weeks. And it sounds good. Again, I don't know who pressed it. I don't know if it's just black, which is great. I'm sure there are variants. The whole thing now with record company is variants, but I don't, as much as I don't mind color, if I have the choice, I get black just so I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something. Someone said something about there's a Wham box set. Is that what's happening? Rod R. The Wham box set. Anyone? Hello. Is this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It makes sense that the documentary I watched on is it Netflix?
Netflix. I watched it. Yeah.
It's really good, and I was never a Wham guy.
Someone doesn't like Wham. Yeah, the PJ Harvey, that would be interesting. That's a really good pick, Mazzy. I like that.
I do buy new music. Where's the hat, dude?
Where's the hat?
I wanted to be my Steve Westman doppelganger today.
There you go. We sort of have the same heads. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see in person.
Yours is rounder, I think.
Is it? Yeah.
Mine's oval. This is the things that people really want to know about.
That's amazing, huh? Yeah.
So what do you use to shine your head? Tell me.
You're talking to me? Who are me or Mazzy?
I shower, I moisturize, I just use a straight razor and a buzz cut twice a week.
I mean, I've had the same style for I started fitting when I was 29, 30 years old, so I just decided to buzz it. So this is all it's ever been for
my shinola once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. There's Michael 45.
Yes.
Danny's up for some room treatment when the hi-fi comes, baby. There you go.
Now you're building out a dedicated room. We saw,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
how's that coming?
My first ever dedicated space.
How is that
a dedicated space. Well, delay. We were a little delayed getting into the house, and of course now all the contractors are stupid busy.
Is it a new build or a renovation?
Yeah, it's new build. Yeah.
Wow.
And the contractor is probably not going to be able to get started on that until like late August, September. But the good news is I can design it exactly the way I want it to, and it's going to be killer. I've got some great ideas, and I'm going to be documenting all of this on YouTube.
Are you running dedicated circuits?
No.
Okay.
No. Do you have a budget in mind, Danny?
100 million.
You got to put the pinky up. Don't forget that. There you go. So by September, and then we'll get a tour of it on your Sonic Flares.
Basically next year.
So 2 years, 2 years from now, he's probably going to move. You'll probably
I've been through renovation.
Move to Czechoslovakia at some point too.
If I have to, I'll build the damn thing myself.
Renovation's always twice the price and twice the time.
Yeah. Well, the good news is this is not a renovation. This is a new build, so it shouldn't be. Everything is laid up. I mean, all the electrical's there. Everything is there. They just need to drywall. I need to put shelves. I'm going to have countersunk shelves for all the records in the walls. So you're not going to have like actual wall shelves that I'm going to build, or record shelves I'm going to build up. And there's going to be some really cool lighting and some great sound paneling and all that. So it'll be a cool spot.
Did you sell off those wonderful storage units you purchased when you were in LA?
Did I sell off the storage units? Which ones?
Didn't you buy some records?
No. My wife's going to use those in her office. Yeah.
So is your listening room going to be is there a basement in their house there, or is it in just a separate room?
No, it's a second story.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. I'm excited to see that. That's for sure.
Yep.
So what are you guys doing this weekend? Spinning? What's going on with you guys?
I have a Dizzy auction tomorrow if anyone watches my channel, but
there you go.
I'm not here to promote that, but since you asked, and
I'm going to be going back to Mazzy knows about the store, Easy Street Records in Seattle. They're having their outdoor record sale because of the West Seattle Street Fair.
Well, the West Seattle Street Fair it's actually starting now. Yeah. And I went last night. I'll
tell you what I already found there. I have a whole 5 for $10. I got original Helen Merrill for $2.
Ooh.
We should meet up sometime.
Verve, $2.
Wow.
Verve, $2.
Nice.
This is on Morgan Records, $2.
Wow.
What was that? Lincoln Mayoria. Nice. Oh, that's a good one. That's a direct to disc, right?
Yeah, Sub Pop test pressing. I don't even know what this is. It was $2.
Nice.
RTI. I got this Art Tatum for $2.
Look at you.
This for $2. Count Basie, nice. Joe Williams. I got this Barney Kessel Contemporary for $2.
You know, I don't think Easy.
They didn't know what this was. This jazz
Easy Street. I don't think Easy Street has a jazz person.
That's a killer record, the Janician.
Bob and Ray from Classic Records for $2.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I'm going to go back. I haven't had time to look.
Michael, Easy Street, I don't think has a really good jazz person who knows the jazz.
They do. Yeah. I bought actually about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I bought a signed Nat King Cole record from them.
Ooh.
Wow. Love is the thing. Signed.
Michael, one of the things you should do, just a recommendation, pick 16 of your noisiest records and send them to Perfect Vinyl Forever, Steve Evans, for a cleanup. You'll be amazed.
I'm actually getting I'm getting the Kermis machine soon. He's going to be shipping it to me. Have you guys used the Kermis record restoration system?
I videotaped him at the show doing his circular, the whole thing.
It takes about 25 to 30 minutes a record.
It's a investment time-wise.
It is.
I'm not the person for that investment time-wise.
But I tried it out. It does work. He measured on a spectrum analyzer before and after. We had an 11 dB gain on a JVC Super Vinyl record.
Great.
But 25 minutes a record, that's a lot of time.
It's not for every record. You're right.
No, I'd rather be doing something else.
like not cleaning them.
You got me to do 10 minutes with the humming guru. I mean, that's that's about you're all going to get Maslov to do. And so,
well, the humming guru, isn't there an option where you can do like the I have one too, so you can do like the speed clean as well. You don't have to do the
but I do it the full thing. If
you do?
If
Okay.
it's a new record, I only do new records if I hear an issue. I don't do every new record come in. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I had an issue with that one band that I'm not allowed to mention when I did it, and so.
Well, I know a lot of viewers bought that one record or from.
I got comments that people went to buy those records. Buy those. Are we in the last minute?
Yeah, we are.
Buy those Little Feet records.
Oh, you did it!
Hello, Rhino. You want my address?
I think Mazzy. I think you probably are on. You have some sort of commission deal with them or something like.
I paid for those. I haven't gotten anything free from Rhino, so
no promos for life.
So okay, so before we go, we know Rhino next rock album will be. Any guesses, Danny K?
No idea.
When are they announcing it? When is it going to be announced?
I'd say sometime this month, if not
more. I think it's going to be more songs about building and food by Talking Heads.
Okay, Michael T.
Well, I had told you I heard a rumor it was going to be Back in Black, but you said it's not.
Definitely not.
Meat is Murder, the Smiths.
Ooh.
Queen is Dead. That would be appropriate.
I would like to see the Smiths all redone. Meat is Murder is one of my favorite Smith albums.
I have original American of those.
Yeah, why can't they do those?
Oh, they should do a Smith. There's only 5 Smiths albums they should do, or 6? What? They should do a Smiths all analog box.
Oh, I would be up for that.
That would be popular.
Yeah. Limited though, like 5,000 cut, 10,000.
Yeah, 5,000. I don't know. Do they need more than that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone's saying Soundgarden in the comments. That'd be nice to have a Soundgarden album.
But what label is Soundgarden? Aren't they?
A&M. They're A&M.
Oh, A&M. You know who should do that then? If they're on A&M, it should be Intervention. They do all.
Okay, so I have tried to contact Intervention, but he never got back to me. So
I think he's on vacation now. He's on holiday.
How long?
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, well, that was
since we live in Washington, we should drive to his house and knock on his door.
Yeah, Gig Harbor. If you ever want to, I can't this weekend, but if you're, reach out to me. We should meet up at a record thing. Where do you live?
Me? Yeah. I live just slightly south of Seattle. I'm about 20 minutes from Easy Street.
Well, where? What city?
I live in Des Moines, Washington. Yeah,
I'm always there because my Dizzy guy's in Kent.
Oh,
that's so
okay.
funny.
And I go to Dick's in Des Moines.
And they're opening up far away. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we're going to leave it at that. This was an amazing Audiophile Roundtable. I think it was a smorgasbord edition. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Have a good weekend, guys. Viewers, thank you guys for watching us. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, all.